Hey there, everybody. This is Iman, that Philly wholesaler chick with realestateWholesaling.com, which is a 100% content-focused blog, all things about real estate wholesaling. And it gives me great pleasure to have Mr. Mitt Smith here, doing the video interview tonight. It's nighttime, actually, that Mitt and I are doing this. Mitt is actually the other half of Smith and Nelson Properties. And Mitt has been, wholesaling full-time. Has it been full-time, Mitt, since... No, not full-time.
I call it full-time because I do have a day job, and at my day job, I do real estate at my day job all day. I don't have like a demanding 9 to 5, so all day at work it's all real estate. But technically, I guess it's part-time, you could say.
Okay. All right. Well, good. See, this is new. It's funny because you'd be surprised sometimes. You think some people are, doing this full-time, meaning not working a 9 to 5. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
But, I didn't know that, man. I just learned that just in, talking to you right now. So, but anyway, he's been wholesaling since 2010, December 2010. So he's coming up on, his 2-year, anniversary. Yeah. And, Mitt is doing some great, wonderful things. I mean, they picked up this stuff and, went full throttle with it and are having, great success with it. So I'm going to turn the interview over to Mitt and let Mitt, pretty much, share with us how he got started. And, what he's doing, who he's, targeting, and, some strategies and things like that, tips to help, everybody watching the video. So, Mitt, I'm going to turn the interview over to you.
Yeah, like you said, I started in December 2010 with Mike, and we just wanted to start a business. We just didn't want to work. That was our whole thing. And we just was thinking of the easiest way to make money with low risk. And we thought of starting a property management company. And that's how we started the whole Smith and Nelson Properties. After we did research on it, we kind of bumped into Mark Whitten. And that was the first guy who I was like, wow, because he was young at the time, still is young. He was younger at the time. And he was just, showing all these YouTube videos. He was showing $10,000 checks, $5,000 checks, just so many of them. I'm like, wow, we got to get into this, Mike. And then we started reading books. We read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So probably the first 6 months from December 2010 was just research on property management. So we really ain't do nothing. And then I say mid 2011 is when we got into the actual wholesaling and research. And honestly, we didn't do any deals in 2011, I don't believe. Maybe at the end, I'm not sure. But 2011 was a whole year just basically just research and trial and error. Our first deal we had in the contract in DC, we gave the seller our earnest money deposit. It was $2,000, and he ended up taking it, and we lost it. It was a great deal. It was definitely a great deal, but we wasn't educated at all on it. But I was getting frustrated.
So who should you give your EMD to, for those of us who are watching?
Well, we get I give all my EMD to my title company, my closing attorney.
There you go.
But yeah, that was a bad mistake. But I was frustrated. We was trying different things. We was trying to follow everybody else and what they were doing. We were doing so much. It was overwhelming, so much information. So I ended up taking someone's course. I paid $3,000 for REO course. It was I forgot what it was called. I don't know, but basically, the course gave out great information. It's just, I already knew all the information because of all the research I did in the past, and I felt like they got over on me kind of. But they were definitely great people. I met great people there. The networking aspect of it. I don't take it for granted. I don't know. I just felt like I got gypped a little, maybe, I guess. I don't know, but Mike started getting to lease options, so he was kind of doing his own thing, and I was just like, I'm not getting to lease options because I don't know how to wholesale yet. Mm-hmm. So how I'm going to do wholesale lease options if I can't wholesale? So this year, that's when it changed. The beginning of this year is when I got my first deal. Actually, that's when I got my virtual assistant as well. I'm coming up on my 11th month with my virtual assistant. I've been with her. I had other virtual assistants. I had like 4 at one time, and I just felt like I was wasting a lot of money. They wasn't I guess the deals wasn't coming in. It wasn't adding up to what I was paying out for the virtual assistant. So I ended up getting a virtual assistant. Had her doing a bunch of stuff. I was everywhere. I didn't have a system. I just was following people and trying to keep up with what other wholesalers were doing. That's when I joined the group on Facebook, and I just was like, it's just so much. I don't even know what to do. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I have to figure out a way, to come up. I had to figure out a way to find deals. Mm-hmm. And this is what I did. So I basically became part of everybody's buyers list on that group. Mm-hmm. I was just seeing where they were investing at. And, they were sending all the houses to my email like every day. And I'm just like, wow. And I was actually seeing, because a lot of people were sending me deals, but they wasn't closing them. So I was seeing who were the actual wholesalers closing the deals. Mm-hmm. And I started finding them. So I said, okay, I know what I'm going to do now. That's when I got into virtual wholesaling. I'm going to send absentee mailers to their zip codes. Mm-hmm. And I even took their buyers as well, because when they sold their properties, it tells you the buyer who they sold it to, and I just mailed to them. Mm-hmm. And that's how I started closing my deals. But now, I do the same thing now, honestly. My VA does a lot of it sends it to her email, and she do a lot of it. And basically whenever the deals come through, and whenever basically the emails come through my VA, we wait till about 20 and a certain zip code come, and then we send mailers out to them. And then when the leads come in, if there's a good deal, I go on the Facebook group. I look at everybody in that market, send it to them, and they do all the groundwork. Like I closed like 7 deals with 7 different people in a group off of that strategy, and that's been working a lot for me. And as far as the Baltimore
one yet, right, man?
Yes.
In this market.
I know, I'm working on it. We go and get one over. As far as Baltimore, I only closed 4 deals myself in this area.
Right. Meaning you didn't
just me and a direct buyer.
Right.
Yeah. It's so saturated. It's a lot of competition. I tried the bandit signs thing, wasn't for me. It's so many bandit signs on every corner in Baltimore. And, some people just got it on lock. They seasoned, they've been doing it for a long time. Like Mark Whitten, this is Mark Whitten's, this is stomping ground. So it's like, if you do get a lead, 9 times out of 10, somebody else done had it, and it's probably not a good lead,
But can I just interrupt for one quick second, though, Matt, to back it up a little bit, because you made hopefully, for everybody that's watching this, that they paid attention to what you said about what you did early on with getting on, what list did you say? It was something about buyers?
Yeah, I got her. So, like a lot of the wholesalers have had websites where they send, their when they get property, they send them out to all their buyers list. And I became part, of their buyers list. So when they sent out their properties, it came to me as if I was a buyer when I really wasn't. I just was seeing where they were, where they were getting deals at. And then I sent to those zip codes.
That's a very key point. So for everybody that's watching this, if you're just getting started, or even if you're not just getting started and you're not really, having a whole lot of success about where, there's other ways to figure out.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely other ways.
Yeah, the other cash buyer. But this is a free way to find, to kind of get a sense of where people are targeting their marketing to get the deals that they get. And then then where to
Definitely, yeah.
You would need to target, especially if you are, whether you're interested in virtual wholesaling or not. If you live in a town, that's what you do. So, you know what I mean? So anyway, I just wanted to.
There's nothing wrong with the regular wholesaling in your own neighborhood. I mean, it's definitely it was a lot of work for me. When I got my first deal, my solo deal, it was a lot of work, and I was like, this has got to be an easier way, because I bust my butt trying to get in that first deal, and it just was like, I don't see how people could like really do this, putting out banner signs and going to meet with buyers at the house, like going back and forth. I don't live in Baltimore. I live about 20 minutes outside of Baltimore, so it's not, it's kind of a commute going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I came up with that strategy, and basically how I go about, marketing with my VA. I never market. I know a lot of people, they say, it's a numbers game, sending out 5,000 postcards, things like that, or letters, and I don't do that. I buy a list of no more than like 1,000 absentee owners or whatever the list may be, and I give it to my VA, and my VA sends out 100 every 3 days, because it's just her now. So I focus on, I guess, building rapport rather than, because at one point, it was like, I don't know, like 100 calls coming in every day, and it was really, she was rushing through them like more than she could handle. So it was like, if it wasn't a deal, hang up, like it was like almost like a computer. But now, she builds the rapport. She's like, how's everything going? Are you, just like we had the hurricane, is everything going okay? Blah, blah. She builds the rapport, and I've been closing deals a lot better than that, instead of just slamming her all at one time, 1,000 straight. So I let her handle based on her workload. So she sent out usually like 100 every 3 to 4 days, and then maybe like, 5 to 7 calls come in a day, but she can handle it, and it's been a lot better. It works a whole lot better for us. That's basically how I do my marketing.
Key though, man, not to keep interrupting you, but I want to,
no, it's fine.
Just point out key points, for folks that are watching this, that building rapport, because a lot of times I've read, like you said, if it's not a deal, boom, don't waste time. Listen. I'd rather, steady and slow is a pace for me. I'm the same type of person, because building rapport, and I don't mean, you're insincere and what you're, the conversation is general with people. Like, I try to connect with people and be sincere about it, not like, I just want to buy your house and screw you type of situation. And I think that's key. Sometimes it depends if it's worth it. I mean, of course you get some people that are really chatty, but it's key to let people talk, and, just listen for things that you can connect with. I mean, for example, there's one woman that lives out of state, and she lived I used to live in North Jersey. She lived one county over. And so we had that in common. As soon as I said that, she had told me there were several other people that, she was entertaining offers with. And as soon as I said that, it was like the walls, came down. And then her husband's first and middle name was the same as my father's. And then, her mother, with the cancer, same thing with my mother. So, and there was just, so you got to take the time to do that. And people will trust you and feel comfortable, as they say, not to sound like a, broken record. I mean, people do business with people they, like, know, and trust. So, excellent point, Mitt.
No, definitely. And not to get off topic, I want to go back to the whole 9 to 5 thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it's a lot of people, a lot of people who talk to me and they work, and they always say, they want to quit their job. And, I don't encourage nobody to, quit their job so fast. I know for me, this is how it works for me. My 9 to 5, it's like if I don't have my 9 to 5, I won't have, I guess, that, I don't know, like that drive to, get more deals done. Cause that 9 to 5, it wakes me up in the morning, and I know when I go to work, I'm doing my real estate. And I know if I didn't have a 9 to 5, I'd probably slack a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'd probably wake up late, and I don't know. I think the 9 to 5 helps me a lot. It's not demanding. It's not stressful. It helps me a whole lot. I know sometimes it might be a month where I might get only like a $2,000 deal. So I wouldn't be able, to live off that.
Mm-hmm.
So my 9 to 5 definitely I love my 9 to 5. I don't have a problem with it at all. It pays good, you know, there's good people there, and I really, 90% of my 9 to 5 is my real estate, like, honestly. So when people ask me if I have a 9 to 5, I mean, I say yeah, but it doesn't feel like it to me. I mean, if you were to come to my office at my 9 to 5, you know, it's Smith & Nelson property contracts everywhere. It's like you wouldn't even know, honestly. I have a boss, but not really. She's never, like, I don't know, she travels a lot. It's just me, basically. So I'm just there. It's like my real estate office. But I just don't, you know, a lot of people try to bash 9 to 5s and all this. I don't agree with that at all.
Right.
So
right.
I just want to make that clear, you know.
Good point, because if you like what you do, regardless of what it is, I mean,
yeah.
You know? I mean, aside from the benefits and all the other stuff that comes along with having a 9 to 5, you know, that don't.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, you know. Yeah. You know, I don't have any kids, and it's just me. So, you know, that's like another stream of income. You know, it's not like it holds me back from anything, I would say. But definitely, maybe like by March, I'm planning on, I already talked to my boss about it. I plan on going part-time. And by the end of next year, I probably do end up quitting that, because we made a lot of money this year, and it's just sitting, you know, just sitting there. So I don't have any rentals yet. And, you know, next year is when we need to get these rentals, because I see the market is definitely changing a little. Prices are going up, so I want to take advantage of getting some rentals so I can quit my job. I'll probably be a little scared to quit, you know, because I don't know. I guess that's safety net, but that's security. Right. But, you know, I'd rather have my freedom than my security. But, you know, I still have to, you know, I have to put in leave slips to, you know, call out and go on vacations, which, I mean, it goes hand in hand. It's a job at the end of the day. But yeah, that's my story.
That's your story.
Yeah.
So you're saying pretty much, you know, when I guess the success started to happen for you was really this year, Amit? Is that what you're saying? I mean,
it was about
what turned around for you? You know what I mean?
March of this year. My virtual assistant, I would say, my virtual assistant is definitely was probably the number one thing, having her help and having her take in the calls, because I'm not the best, you know, negotiator, and building rapport is not for me. I don't know how, she's great. She talks so much, you know, she could talk about everything but real estate. When she talks to a seller, the conversation sometimes be like 15, 20 minutes. And I can't do that. I have no patience for that. So my VA helped me a whole lot with that. And even with, I have an issue with buyers. Buyers always trying to get over on me. So me doing a whole virtual assistant thing and having, you know, like I'm about to close a deal with Frank, also what's his name, Frank Iglesias. He's in Atlanta. Yeah, we closed a deal on the 22nd. And, you know, having somebody on the ground negotiating for you with the buyer, you know, he's bringing the buyer. You know, I bought the seller, so I just feel like buyers always trying to get over me. I mean, and then so I use their buyers. You know, they have the relationship with the buyers, so I really don't have to really speak with anyone. I just make sure the deal stays on point, stays intact, and everything.
So can I just interrupt though, Mick? Okay, I heard you just say Atlanta. So I know you're here. You market here. I assume you market somewhat in Baltimore. In Atlanta. So how did you choose? I mean, how many markets are you in right now?
I do Philly, I do Maryland, I do Atlanta, and I do Detroit. Okay. I do Detroit not as often as the other three, but I definitely do Detroit probably like every other month.
And how did you decide? I mean, you know, what made you decide to market in those markets? Philly, I know, probably because you got family and friends and stuff here.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm part of Frank's buyers list. So I see what he was marketing to, and I got to lead that way. And I also have a college friend who lives in Atlanta, and he wanted to learn how we went about doing this. So I used him as like the person to go take the pictures for the property, and he put a lockbox on for me. Put up banner signs around. He just wanted to learn, but I mean, the same way, like I said, I'm part of everyone's buyers list.
So that's a key point. Because you have to have, people, virtual wholesaling it's really no different than if you're living in the same city. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The same things apply. You just have to have boots on the ground, so to speak. You know what I mean? So you have somebody that can do what you need them to do, take the pictures, in the event that you may have to physically have the contract signed with the seller or the cash buyer, that's key. So I think that's the key point is you got to have, for it to work, you need to have boots on the ground. Right? Yeah.
And I have another employee. He's not like a virtual assistant, but he works in Baltimore. I pay him $100 every Friday. He just walks around with we buy house of signs and only for an hour a day. He's a college student. He go to Towson in like busy intersections because a lot of times my bandit signs was getting taken down by different businesses and things. So Mike Nelson, one who told me to do this. I don't even think he did it, but I've been doing it for a while now. I got a deal off of it. But that's another form of marketing I do. Just have him walking around five different intersections during rush hour in the city of Baltimore.
So how do you know he's actually doing it though?
Well, I have friends who actually live, cause I used to drive, going back and forth there too much. So I have friends who, tell me, and I kind of trust them now. I don't have my friends go see if he's there anymore cause I do trust them. Mm-hmm. And I can tell by the calls, the amount of calls I probably get through, get to my phone. Mm-hmm. So, I like to speak on the beginner wholesaler who really don't have a lot of money. I don't know. I never had, Freedom Soft. Mm-hmm. I still don't have Freedom Soft. I think it's a great thing to have if you can afford it. I mean, I can afford it now, but it's just, I do what works for me. I use Excel. Me and my BA, we communicate through email, Skype, and Excel. We use simple Excel spreadsheet. She's very organized. She keeps the leads and everything in Excel using different tabs and dates. Mm-hmm. I'm not big on, spending money on, I don't know, I just do what works for me. You have to find out what works for you. That's what I would say. Different things work for different people. Like I said, at the beginning, I was trying to do what everybody else was doing. And I wasn't having successful. I just had to figure out what works for me. Like me and Mike, we work totally different. He has Freedom Soft. He do a lot of different things. I never did any subject to deals, no lease options. I never did like a short sale. I stick with absentee owners and probates. All my deals came from them too, and just word of mouth as well. In Philly, I know a lot of my family. The deal I had sent you not long ago that I closed with Jason, that was basically through word of mouth through a family member on Monmouth Street. Yeah, that deal. But that's it. I don't spend a whole lot of money on marketing, except for, paying my guy who holds my signs and, just the basic, the buying a list and sending out postcards. I do yellow letters too.
What's your budget then? So for those who are watching this.
I usually spend, you could spend less. I usually spend between, $500 to $800 a month. Mm-hmm. It could be less than that. I spend, like I said, I give my bandit guy, my bandit sign holder $100 a week. So that's $400 right there.
Right.
That's $400 right there. So if you're just starting out, you don't need a lot of money, but I mean.
What would you recommend then, Mitt, for somebody that's watching this who doesn't really have a large or big marketing budget in terms of what do you think that they could do based on a specific dollar amount to get deals done?
Man, I think with like $150 a month starting out, if you can manage to have $150 a month, you definitely could do deals. The book I've been advertising on Facebook. I just put it together in about 2 weeks, and I've been selling it to the new investors. And it explains a lot in there that you could buy a list of just 300 people of listsource.com, and that's about $55, and you could send it to Click the Mail, and like a you can send off 100 to click the mail for like $68. That's only like 110, and you could just start from there. As the deals come in, then you can up your budget, right. But. Because this depending on your market. I never recommend bandit signs. It just depends on where you live at. I know in Baltimore, for a newbie to put out bandit signs, I don't know. I just don't think it'd be, effective at all. So I don't know. That's just my opinion on bandit signs. People still do it. People still, get deals from them. I never got a deal from like putting the bandit sign up, on the pole. I did it one time. I put out probably 10 of them, and I was like, no way. Like I was, I was done after that. There's definitely other ways. Shout out to Antonio. He told me, well, he didn't tell me. I'm part of his subscribers, and he told me he's sticking bandit signs in houses, just vacant houses. Even if they call you and it might not be a great call. They might call you cursing you out, but at least you got the seller on the phone. Right. That was a great tip. I never thought of that ever. Like just to stick it right in somebody's yard. So I tried that all last week. I got a call from it just wasn't a deal, but I'm definitely going to continue to do that. The order and bandit signs, you can use them for different things, Right. Every time I have a property under contract, I always have my We Buy Houses signs in my property that I have under contract. Mm-hmm. What else I do? Word them up. I bought these things. What's Chris off the Facebook group? They like
drop cards.
Yeah, the drop cards. Yeah, these been working, man.
At one point.
They definitely eye catchers. Yeah. It's my first time trying them, and they've been working. So
right.
realisticdropcards.com was where I got them from. It was real cheap. It was like 100 of them for $15. I just wanted to test them out, and they've been working. So I probably end up ordering some more. Mm-hmm. I just found out. I try to bring in a lot of money and put out not a lot of money. I got to pay my assistant, and I just pay the bandit, my bandit sign holder, and that's about it. I don't waste a lot of money on, a lot of like buying a lot of things, only if I have to.
Right.
So but I'll probably eventually get into
for that guy you're talking about, Mitt, to find that guy, the college student dude?
Yeah, on Craigslist. Yeah, I did. Okay. I put, my title was like, I make $100 a week working 1 hour a day or something like that. And I had a bunch of calls coming in, and he was serious. He'd been doing it for, 4 months now. So it's been a while,
Right.
He's just a college student. It's right. I don't post on Craigslist. I used to when I first started. It never worked for me. Well, at least not in this market. I don't post on Craigslist. Probably everyone's going to probably saying this guy is probably selling himself short. I probably am, honestly, I
don't post on Craigslist either. So, I just don't. We may have different reasons why. One, I like to maintain the exclusivity of my deals for the people that buy.
Yeah, same. Same here.
So, that's why I don't, and then also I don't want it showing up in the search engines either. Because for that savvy seller, they'd be like, oh, why is my, but, it all depends on how, so, but anyway, that's the reason why I don't like, to me, it's just, I don't always like to do everything that everybody else is doing,
Yeah, same here.
But anyway.
Definitely same here. Yeah, for any, new real estate investors, I think, just networking with another wholesaler and trying to get, a lead and let them handle it just to see how the whole process go is a great way to learn. You don't have to really do much, and any good real estate investor is not going to turn down, a good lead. If you have a good lead, they'll take it, and you just split the fee with them. Some money is better than none.
Exactly. But, and I think a lot of people that are new, starting out, it's like, oh, I want to keep it all for myself, but you know what I mean? Somehow, you can't, it's not necessarily a good idea to think like that. Like they say, I'd rather have 50% of something than 100% of zero. And again, it's a great way to learn. And, when you network with people come to you. That's just been my experience. People that don't even know you. I have a situation right now, 2 great properties. One we just in less than 24 hours, I have a buyer for it. But this person's not in my area. They live in D.C. I don't know how he knows me, but he contacted me and asked me, could I help him, move this deal? So, you know what I mean? That's what happens. You gotta do the best you can with what you got. That's just my attitude. That's my philosophy. So, cause early on for me, I had gotten laid off. I had to move back home, and I had nothing. I had the support of family, and, you do what you can. And I mean, I don't know, it just happened. So, you gotta be committed too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For whatever it means for you, for those who are watching it. So, you know what I mean? So, but anyway. So what other things you do, there?
What else I do?
And Mitt's 25 years old, by the way. I forgot to mention that. And so I think that's, for any folks that are watching this who are, fairly young, in both the business as well as, living life, I think that's fantastic. So, you know what I mean? Connect and identify with Mitt, And he's only been, doing this, seriously, really, what really took off was this year.
This year, definitely. The beginning of this year is really when when the money really started coming in. I believe we did about 40 deals, me and Mike together this year, and I know we brought in over $50,000. I'm probably off on that, cause it's some deals I don't know, that Mike, I don't know all the deals Mike do. We kind of, even though we Smith and Us probably, we kind of do our own thing, we have our business account together, but it's kind of like separate. I don't know, we got our own accounts, but I don't know. I don't know. I just know. I mean, I'm blessed. Definitely. I mean, I'm happy as hell. I found real estate. Hopefully next year, I could, like I said, I could quit my 9-to-5, get into these rental properties, man. Like I said, I like to thank you though, cause it was you, it was Mark Whitten, and Marcel. Y'all was my first 3 people I was researching on YouTube. Really? That's why when you asked me, would you like to interview me, I was like, wow, I'm honored. Wow. Just a year and a half ago.
I mean, I really didn't. Yeah. I mean, I know you were saying something, had said some kind words, but I had no idea that,
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm happy for that, because that's the whole reason why doing these kind of interviews and just, quick 5-minute interviews, because, I know what it was like. I mean, I've spent a lot of money on courses, and, a lot of times, like, for example, the whole thing that you mentioned about the earnest money deposit. Well, there were a lot of gaps in the information that I got. I didn't know, what the hell do I do now that I got the deal under contract? And I know that's a frightening thing when you're first starting out, actually signing this darn contract. So now what do I do with the earnest money deposit? So that's the reason why I do video interviews and do, the other kind of 5-minute type interviews to reach back and, pull somebody else forward, because I definitely know what it feels like when it's like,
Yeah, definitely.
You just don't know, So
I watched all your interviews. Like last year, I watched all of them. The ones with Chris Bruce, Antonio. Right. When you first start, man, you get overwhelmed with so much information. You just don't know. It's crazy, because you don't know where to start, or you just try. I think you just need to focus on starting out on one part of wholesaling. When you try to wholesale, then you're trying to wholesale lease options and this and this and this. Like, it's too much. I was like, this year when I started, I said, I'm focusing only wholesaling. If I get a lead where I think it could be a possible, subject to lease option, then I would pass to somebody who does that, And I mean, that's what I did. So I just focused only on wholesaling, and that's it. And it's been working great for me. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean, wholesaling, there's different ways, different exit strategies to make the deal work. Like you said, lease options, subject to. Myself, I'm gonna, the whole lease option thing, I really am gonna do that because, because there are things, because sometimes you come across deals and, it's like, oh, somebody wants, darn narrow retail price for their property. Well, it can still work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Lease options are definitely a way to make that work. And, I'm just sharing that, but, you need to do your research.
Yeah, definitely.
And, for that. But, it's just, there's so many ways to, make money in this thing. And, as you said, eventually at some point, not that you would ever stop. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for men, but, wholesaling, quick cash.
No, I'm not going to stop.
Right. But, then you expand and grow and your development as a real estate person, professional, into rentals, maybe even complexes,
Yeah.
Apartment complexes and stuff like that. So it's just so many ways to make money in real estate. It's like ridiculous. I mean, creative real estate investing. So, I appreciate that. And I appreciate you, coming on. Any tips, or strategies you could, share, with folks before we wrap it up there, Mitt? Just starting out.
Just don't give up, and being persistent. If you're going to dedicate $100, just $100 a month for your real estate business, stick to it. Even if it's 5 months went by, you haven't got a deal, just stick to it. Cause that was a problem I had.
Right.
I was one month, it was $30 or something. Next month, I spent the whole check, and then the next month I didn't do nothing. I wasn't consistent at all. So just be consistent. So, and I took out a credit card just for real estate. Mm-hmm. Just fortunately enough, I'm able to pay it off with the deals I get done, but you just want to be consistent. Don't stop,
Right. Yeah, I think you made an important point because I know, early on, just with the information I had, I wasn't closing any deals. I've been in this thing since 2004, really. And, but it took me 8 months, of consistent action. 8 months. That's with consistent action. I was able to contract deals, get deals under contract, but they never made it to the closing table. But it took 8 months for the first deal to close. And, there are other people, who've been doing this in a season, for one reason or another, fear or just not being consistent, whatever. It took them longer than that to close their first deal. But you can't give up. I mean, trust me, I felt like that, like, screw it, you know what I mean? And, but that's, I truly believe that's, your proving ground, really. And what separates those who are successful and those who are not at this business. Because if you have a quitting type attitude, with anything, you're not going to go very far. So, you know what I mean? But that's key. I say the same thing, Mitt. You gotta, whatever it is that you can commit to every month, just be consistent with it. If it's $5 letters, then send out 5. Like, seriously. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
It's real for some people. And we know it's a numbers game eventually.
Yeah.
I mean,
and, even if you have to, I know some people was telling me, they can't afford to send out letters or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the way I started was just the same printer right here. It's the same. It's $30. It's a $30 printer from Walmart. Mm-hmm. I used that to print out my yellow letters. It's a website called yourfont.com. Mm-hmm. Use my own handwriting. I uploaded it. That was only $10. And my printer, it's cheap. But it got the job done. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to sit there and write them out myself.
Right.
So I mean, if everybody, if you're really interested, I mean, I think you should get my ebook. Is Flipping Houses on the Shoestring Budget. I mean, it'll tell you everything. You don't have a lot of money.
Where can you go to get
you could write to my Facebook page, or you could go to www.astateofhealth.com/ebook.
A State of Health.
Yeah, A State of Health. Yeah, I mean, the website, I'm not a big...
Or a state. A, the letter A, or
ESTATE, yeah, FL. Okay. The website is crappy. I'm not like a big blogger or a video person. I just did it because I had a lot of family, you know, and friends want to know how to do it. I just did it really for them. So I did it for them, you know. But don't judge me off my website because I know it's trash. It's fine. I don't care. No, I'm not that person, you know.
No, it's not. But it's good stuff there. But they can go to ESTATE of health.com.
Of health, yeah, .com.
Okay. Yeah. And I'll provide a link below the video. If you're watching this on
I appreciate
YouTube,
that.
If you're watching on YouTube, look, you know, below the video. It'll be in there, as well as if you're watching this on the blog, I'll provide the link there as well to Mitt's site if you want to, you know, take advantage of the opportunity to get in. Is it free, Mitt, or I don't know what?
No, it's $17.95.
$17.95. So you know, you can. I
mean, honestly, I mean, if you really had questions, you can inbox me on Facebook. I mean, I answer. I'm not the type of person, you know, who's going to say, get the book. I'm not going to help you. You know, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. So it's not that serious, you know.
Right. Okay. Good. Great. So, but anyway, yeah, you're saying that with your parting words that they can get your ebook.
Yeah, get the ebook. Just be persistent. Don't give up. Just don't give up.
Hold on.
Don't give up.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it a little bit.
Hold on, wait. Always something crazy happening. At one time, I had a Rihanna cake come on from my iPhone.
Yeah, I heard it.
So anyway, right? I guess it wouldn't be a video interview without something crazy.
Yeah,
happening.
It's fine. We human. Things happen.
There you go. Little rock there in the background.
Yeah.
So anyway, so anything else though, Mitt?
No, that's about it for me.
Okay.
Just simple, straightforward.
All right. So that's great. See, I didn't even know that you had the ebook out. So.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's great. That's awesome. So again, you know, take Mitt up on his opportunity to grab the ebook. $17.95, and you know I haven't read it. Of course, obviously, if I'm.
Of course, you probably know everything in it.
Right, but my point is, if you put it together, I can just, you know and admit that.
I'll send you one. Matter of fact.
Huh?
I'll send you one to your email right after this interview. I'll send you one just so you can look at it.
Okay, great, awesome. So yeah, you know, then I can, you know, I can do a little review of it and, you know, give folks an idea.
All right.
So, alrighty. So again, thanks Mitt for coming on and doing this video interview. I really appreciate it. And, continued success to you, your business partner and, your business itself. And, that's it, folks, pretty much. Again, this is Real Estate, wholesalingexplained.com. The blog, the website is realestateWholesalingExplained.com. All things about real estate. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel for more great content and videos like this. You can also fan up the fan page on Facebook, same name, Real Estate Wholesaling Explained on Facebook. And that's it. So, you know, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.
Alrighty, Ma.
Bye-bye.